a cake. It's one of life's greatest pleasures. And today we're going to show you how you can make one yourself. Now I know what you're thinking. You are scary, but it's really quite simple. So simple, in fact, that even a child can do it, although adult supervision is recommended. So let's get started. First off, you're going to need a recipe, and this is the one that we're using today. It's from a popular website. I'll put a link in the description box below so you can check it out for yourself. This particular cake is a chocolate fudge kind with like a hint of espresso. Very rich, very decadent, perfect for any special occasion or just because it's Tuesday. Now the first step is to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 175 degrees Celsius. While the oven is doing its thing, go ahead and grease and flour to 9-inch round cake pans. You want to do this by applying some sort of fat, usually butter or shortening, around the bottom and up the sides of the pan. Then you're going to dust that with some flour, tap it out, and then you're ready to go. Next up, grab a large bowl, add in your cake mix, and give it a stir. Now if you're using a different mix, feel free to use that. We're just using what we had on hand. But whatever you do, make sure that you do unuse the entire box, because then your cake would be too rich and dense. We only used about 3/4 of the box. Next, add in your eggs one at a time, mixing well after each addition. Now depending on the type of mixer that you have, this could take anywhere from a couple minutes to like 5 minutes. Make sure that everything is nice and smooth. Next, slowly add in your espresso and vanilla extracts. Again, mix well after each addition. Then go ahead and add in your boiling water. Now this is like really important because it is going to give your cake that fudgy texture that we're really looking for. Once that's all mixed together, it should look something like this. Next, pour your batter evenly into your prepared cake pans. Then place the pans on a baking sheet. This helps to catch any potential spills and makes it easier to move the cakes around. Now bake for 30 to 35 minutes or until a wooden toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. Again, this will vary depending on your oven, so keep an eye on it. While your cakes are baking, go ahead and make your frosting. Now we're using store-bought frosting because again, we're keeping this one simple. But if you want to make your own, more power to you. Just make sure that it's chocolate and preferably like a dark chocolate or a bittersweet chocolate. Once your cakes are done baking, let them cool in the pans for 10 minutes before you transfer them to a wire rack to cool completely. This is important because if you try to frost them when they're still hot, the frosting will just melt all over the place. Once they're completely cooled, go ahead and frost the top of one of the cakes with about half of your frosting. Place the second cake on top, then frost the entire cake with the remaining frosting. Now you can get fancy and do some piping around the edges, or you can just go ahead and smear it on there like we did. No judgment here. And last but not least, sprinkle on some chocolate shavings or chocolate chips or chalk nuts, whatever you like. And then you're done. Now this is obviously a very basic cake recipe and technique, but it has a great starting point for anyone who wants to learn how to make a simple yet delicious chocolate fudge cake. From here, you can experiment with different frostings and fillings and toppings and really make the cake your own. Or you can just stick with this recipe and call it a day. Either way, you're going to end up with a delicious cake that's sure to please everyone. So go ahead, give it a try and let us know how it turns out in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Until next time, happy baking.